Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new stream, and I'm using the wrong mic. How perfectly fitting of a wonderful start this is. Also, do I have any music here, please? I'm not hearing any music. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, my background music gone away. Come on, background music, you can do this. Oh wait, obviously I can't hear it because I'm fucking up my setup. There we go. It's coming. Welcome everyone to a brand new Tuesday chatting Tuesdays, whatever it's called, like at the start of stream. That's what we're doing today. I'm so glad to have you back here again. Also, why do I still wearing the Twitch hat? Twitch is not doing too great. I probably still had that for making the thumbnail because we are super behind on schedule with literally everything. But hey, you know, it is literally what it is. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. Oh boy, has it been a week? Has it been a week? For sure. There has been a lot going on in like just general world land, and also just in my little sphere corner of the internet. That I definitely want to talk about today on this Chatting Tuesdays. So welcome everyone to the third Chatting Tuesdays, which for the second time in a row is now on a Tuesday. So the title holds. Let's see if this tradition can be kept up as it should. Also, a little update right here to chat. Right now, it's sort of working. We'll see how long it goes. We'll see how well it goes for. Also, the one thing that I was wondering about is perhaps did I or did I not? Actually, I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna try this. Hello. Does this work? Okay, so I can post to Twitch, but why can I not post to YouTube? What the fuck? I thought I had this all figured out and working. Oh no, oh no, oh no. This is so bad. This is so bad. Alright, so the chat here is... I need to look at it again. Oh my god. What I'm thinking is I probably okay, so first of all, these are the topics for today because that's the structure we're going with. So bada bing, bada boom, go check out your topics right here. First up, we're going to be starting out with is YouTube's algorithm actually works. We see it in action on this channel. The second topic for today is going to be Twitch shuts down in Korea. That's going to be coming up next year, which is actually kind of big news. And then we have Epic wins against Google. So those are things that will be coming up during today. But before we get into that, let's talk very quickly about the chat. So if you guys don't know, a couple weeks ago, couple days ago, a little while back, I made this little update video about what I was doing. I was talking about making this chatbot integration that combines Twitch and YouTube chat and all that whatnot. Oh wait, I am posting to YouTube. Holy shit, I'm posting to YouTube. I can read it, but it just doesn't show up here. Okay. What if I type hello in here? Does it show up in there? No, it does not. Okay, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Okay, I think I got it. Hold on. I'm actually gonna make this work. We're live testing this right now, okay? We're live testing this. So, hold on. Forgive me for taking away this chat, but I want to make sure that I can get this to work. Because I think the only thing that I did, that I changed around here was this. So if I do this, save it, run it again, it will look ugly, but hey, I mean, it's for me. I don't care if it's ugly. It just gotta work. Save and connect, please. Is it grabbing the right one? I think it is grabbing the right one. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see whether this works now. I'm gonna give it a moment to start up, and then we're gonna go test it. Because this week I've been working tirelessly on getting this bot kind of fixed so that I can, finally get on with streaming. There's a lot of stuff been going on in the background, and that also wasn't helped by the channel all of a sudden getting a massive boost from YouTube, which I am super glad with. But also this came at a perfect time when I just completely wasn't prepared for it. So. It's been kind of insane the last week. It has been kind of crazy, and there's still so much more going on, and the holidays are coming up and everything. So I'm glad you could make it. Welcome to the Tuesday chatting. So I think that we're ready now to do a little test. We'll do another hello, and we'll do a hello world. I'm gonna go post that, and then I'm gonna go see if that does want to show up. Because I'm not sure. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't seem like it wants to. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. I had it all working like 2, 3, 4 days ago, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like doing anything. Let me do another test here. All right, I'm gonna have to take another look at that. I guess that's not working. That is really unfortunate because I had it fully functioning. I literally had it fully functioning 2, 3, 4 days ago. Like last week, I spent 2 whole days on it. It was working perfectly. But then I don't test it today, and then you see that that's the problem. All right, well, stay updated next week. Hopefully the bot works. I am so close to finishing it. Like, it has been an entire freaking saga, that bot, by the way. Because getting data from Twitch is super easy, barely an inconvenience. Like, Twitch is so nice to work with. Because Twitch, okay, little pre-show rant before we go into the appreciation of YouTube. Because we'll definitely go into the appreciation of YouTube because I've been enjoying YouTube a little bit now. Especially over the past week, but little appreciation of YouTube is going to be preceded by some heat on it because that is how we keep things balanced. So, Twitch is a freaking nice like live streaming site. You can just go on there and you can just like stream, and it instantly streams to the channel, which is always the same link. If you want to listen to their chat, like they just have an IRC chat, which basically is just like in broadcast messages. It's kind of like a radio station. You just have to tune in. You just have to put your antenna up and listen to it, and then you can just receive the messages. And if you want to say something, you just shout to it, and then it like receives it. YouTube, on the other hand, they're like, radio waves. Fuck that shit. We're gonna do our API, which is Application Programming Interface, if you don't know about that. Basically, the idea behind that is that like the way that we normally, like us humans, have a website that we can interact with. So we go to the website and we have to click buttons or enter text to like figure out like what the hell we want to do. However, robots can like more easily interface with the computer. They don't have to use a website. They use an API. It's kind of the website for programs and stuff. So YouTube has like, okay, so like here we have our API, our website for like bots and stuff. So if you want to figure out what the chat messages are from your thing, then you just have to call towards that. But it's not like, oh, you know, like we're putting out my antenna, I'm just listening to the messages. No, you have to every single time be like, hey YouTube, do you have a message? YouTube be like, no. Hey YouTube, do you have a message? Yeah, this time I do. Hey YouTube, do you have a message? This time I don't. Hey YouTube, do you have a message? Like, if that sounds annoying, it is. And that's also, like, YouTube also finds it annoying. So that's why you can only make so many requests per day. You can ask them it's so many times, like, hey YouTube, are you interested in this? Hey YouTube. So, like, it will only work for half an hour on a Twitch stream in order to like get the messages. It is absolutely ridiculous. It makes no fucking sense because like oh, it's so annoying. But anyway, you know, so like that was actually the second thing I tried because I figured that would probably cause some problems. So first I tried like another like Python library which would like grab things from chat. Which it does, but it only does that for an hour, and then YouTube shuts it down because probably it does the same thing where it's like, hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey YouTube. So then I figured another way, which is basically just like reading the, holy shit, it works. Ankit, how's it going? Holy shit, it works. It works. Okay. Here we go, shitting on YouTube, but now it actually works. Here we go, I'm gonna show you your message. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, an Arturia, there we go. This is fantastic. This is, it all of a sudden it works. If I can also post something and make that work. Okay, let's do a little test. Let's see if I can post this. Does this post to both things? Does this post to both things, please? Yes, I think it does. Woo! I mean, it doesn't show up here, but oh my god. Okay, Ankit, thank you so much for your message. I was right in the middle of a rant, and now YouTube's out here proving me wrong. So I have to get angry at YouTube, and then it will do what I want. I guess it kind of works that way. I don't know. But yeah, basically, so like the way that I do it now is like I open up a browser window and then I just read the updating code within the browser window. It is so fucking dumb, but it works. So yeah, we'll just see how things go. Also, Ankit, Arturia, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Arturia says, what makes no sense? What's working about YouTube's algorithm, and what's this about Twitch shutting down? And are the topics. And are the topics for today. So let's just jump right into that. Because now I guess YouTube chat works. I think we're doing good. We're good to go. So let's go with topic number uno, which the first topic for today is. Let's see. Oh, what did you rant about? Oh, just YouTube's live chat. It's like I've been trying to get like listen to I've been trying to get like a bot to kind of like combine the chats so I can read them. And honestly, it's been really nice to work with Twitch, because Twitch is just like a radio signal, basically. And just like, you just put your antenna out, you can listen, you can shout towards it, that's fine. But YouTube is like, oh, like every single method that you try, it's like, it gets after an hour, half an hour, an hour, it just gets like, oh no, I don't want to listen to you anymore. Because it's not like you put your antenna out and just broadcast the messages to you. You constantly have to ask, hey YouTube, can you send me the message? Hey YouTube, can you send me the message? Also, like one of the things with YouTube's API, which is freaking annoying, is like, it will give you the message and then the channel ID, but it will not give you the name of the channel, which is like, I want to show up the name. I want to know who's writing. But anyway, you're not showing up on my YouTube feed though, so you're not live at the moment on there for me. That's weird, because I guess Ankit found the thing. So I guess I'm live for some people, but I'm not live for a whole bunch of other people. That is so strange. I don't know what the heck is going on with that. Like, that's also something with YouTube's live streams, is like, it just doesn't show up. But hey, if you find the YouTube channel, then that's great. If you don't find it, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to you. It is weird. But hey, you know, we're broadcasting here on both platforms, so if you found one, then that's great. If you didn't find one, then you probably don't hear this message. It's alright. But let's just get into the first up, because I already teased it a little bit. So there we go. What is this thing about YouTube's algorithm all of a sudden working? Well, let me just go and show you. Let me just go and show you guys, because oh my god, this has been like, my last week has been crazy. Let's go back to here and let's just go open up right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at this beautiful channel right there. I need to remember where my things are. So this right here is my beautiful channel. Welcome to the channel. It says right here that I'm live. Let me see if I reload this. Does it still show that? Also, reduce the music volume. Is it so loud? Is it so loud? I thought I had it perfect. Oh, wait. I can... There we go. Let me go and make sure that I am perfectly fine in my headphones. There we go. That's better. Okay, so here we go. Thanks for calling that out. Okay, so here we are at my beautiful channel, where it seems like we can see this thing live right now. It is live. It just takes forever to load, but who cares? You know, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, YouTube Live is weird, especially for let's see. Okay, no, it doesn't work. No, you don't show up. It's so strange. All right, I'll just keep the live chat popped open. Also, I'm just gonna go back here, because then, like, you know, like there's not a infinite loop. Oh, now you do show up. Okay, so there's a bit of a delay. There we go. Yeah, YouTube Live is weird, especially for small and unmonetized channels. YouTube Live is such a strange thing. It's like, on the one hand, YouTube seems to really want to push their live streaming thing. On the other hand, they really don't seem to want to push it. But anyway, let's go take a look at the first topic of today, which is YouTube's algorithm actually working. Now, to give a little bit of preface, this right here is my small, humble channel, which I started in 2015. Now, 2015 is, as you may be able to call, almost like almost 9 years ago. And I kind of started it for fun. I've had a little bit of a fun adventure with Warframe, and over the last couple of years, I actually went out to like study and do a whole bunch of other things, and also start another channel. So like, this channel has been kind of a little bit dormant over the last couple of years. And I'm starting it back up, and I know there's been a lot of people complaining, like, man, the YouTube algorithm, like, it really has something against me. Now, I'm not necessarily one to believe that very quickly. I don't think that YouTube necessarily goes out there and codes their arguments like, okay, so like, what we want is we want to have videos that are shown to people. We want to make sure that the right videos get delivered to the right people, that we, you know, increase watch time, and oh yeah, make sure that Johnny's little channel doesn't get shown to anyone, because fuck Johnny. I don't believe that. So, I've always been under the impression it's like, you know, you just kind of put out there, and then whatever happens, right? But then again, like, I've also never really been in hopes of like, oh, let me try and game the algorithm by like putting out videos that are like, oh, so focused on this and that sort of stuff. Because first of all, like, I think that kind of often leads to channels which are very much focused on like trying to game the algorithm, and then you're not really making videos that you want to make, and then at the end of the day, you get like, you may get some success, but you get kind of burned out at a certain point in time, because you're not really making the stuff that's you. And the second thing is that I've sometimes tried it. I've done like a 5,000 platinum giveaway, which is like a premium currency in the game that I was doing, and it didn't really do all that well. I was like, oh, okay, fuck it. You know, I'll just stick with what I like, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what the fuck happens. And now, all of a sudden, last week, like, if you go and take a look at my channel right here, you can see something very, very, very interesting. If you go to the videos, it's like, what did the last videos do? So, if we look at the last couple videos, let me see, can I Yes, I can remove that. There we go. So, if you go and take a look at the last couple videos, we can zoom in a little bit. You see that, like, I started posting about 2 months ago. We have like 74 views on the microphones video, like 92 views on the what software, 125 views on the why a GoPro is the best casual camera video, and I was like, man, this is going great. Like, I was absolutely blown away because, like, when I was restarting to, like, start posting on this channel, I was super afraid that, you know, it just wouldn't be received well, because, like, I know a lot of people, like, subscribed to this channel back when I was making boyfriend videos, like, 5 years ago, and I was like, man, you know, I can very well understand that, you know, maybe no one wants to watch this anymore. Maybe I have to start all the way from zero. I was fully prepared to do that, and then to see that every single video is getting more and more views, like, whoa, that's insane. And then, like, then it was like, then you have this weird point in time, like with YouTube, which is crazy. It's like, okay, so like then you have a video that performs a little bit worse, and another one as well. It's like, okay, it's fine, you know, it's not like everyone is stopping them, you know, sometimes you just have a little dip. And then came the next 2 videos. It was like, what's the point of my videos, and the useful tech gifts under 100. And I posted those, and I was thinking, like, you know, especially like the useful tech gifts, like, it was kind of a situation that I ran into. It was like a completely improvised video, because I was like literally the day before, like, oh shit, I gotta think about something for me to like ask and like gift to people for the holidays. Oh, let me go and figure it out in a video. Oh, that's a fun idea. Let me just throw that together. And I put it out. I was like, oh, you know, it's maybe it's not a banger, but it's alright. And then after 2 or 3 days, it was still sitting on 20 views, and it was like, whoa, dude. okay, it's back to the drawing board. There we go. So I was just kind of sitting there like, boy, I gotta go back to the drawing board, because like it's not really, you know, a little lull is to be expected. But now we're hitting the 20 views. It's stagnant. But now if you take a close look here, it doesn't say 20 views. It says 17 views, but it doesn't say 17. It says 1.7K. I don't know what the hell happened, but YouTube all of a sudden started showing this video to everyone, and now we hear it like what is it? Like 1,718 views. What happened here? It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And then yeah, obviously after that we had we had like a little vlog talking about like, oh yeah, we're into it as a month, which I recorded way before that, so I didn't even know that was going on. And then we had a podcast with Cole, which was fun as well. So yeah, I was just like, I was kind of blown away by it. I was like, whoa, okay. And it was so strange because like I don't know how the algorithm really works. But what I found really strange is that like it had these little spikes. So like it would during the day, like it would increase, and then like around basically like this time it would like completely flatline. No one would watch it anymore, and then it would increase it again, and it was like flatline. It was so strange. So like literally the graph for hold on, nope. Literally the graph for this video. Let's see. Do I have the right one? Do I have it properly zoomed in? Yeah, here we go. So basically like if you have this right here, and you have like views and time, basically at the start it was pretty much like nothing. Then all of a sudden it shoots up, and then it goes like that, and it shoots up, and then it goes like that, and it shoots up and goes like that. I was like, I was here sitting the entire time like, I don't even know what the hell's going on. So yeah, that was my crazy weird experience with YouTube, and honestly, like it has given me like quite a bit of faith in that. Hey, you know, as long as you put something out there, like I'm not expecting my next video to do just as well. Like I really don't expect that at all. But yeah, it just gives me a little bit of faith that you know you can still put something out there, and you know the YouTube algorithm may take it up. And it says, your thumbnails seem to be inspired by dank pods. Ooh, what makes you say that? What makes you say that? I mean, like I'll not deny it. I'll definitely not deny it. I mean, like There's like a lot of inspiration that I'm taking from a lot of things. I mean, I think that was also what I was talking about in the podcast with Cole, is that I've taken, when it comes to my other channel, like I have multiple channels sort of thing. Like basically like we have right here, we have the, hold on, can I open this? Oh, I should probably use the mouse for this. All right, opening private window, not private window. Actually, am I dumb? No. There we go. Open a new tab. Open a new tab. Also, I should probably retain eye contact here, but you know, like this is the first time I'm using this setup here, so it's not perfect. But yeah, so basically, like on this channel right here, there's like the gaming channel one. It's like in these videos, I've kind of taken very much inspiration from Cole. Like this right here, the stream channel, but it's whatever. But yeah, like there is definitely like dank pods inspiration in there. There is probably some Linus in there. There's like not like. In these videos now, there's not as much MKBG, but I've put that into some more edited videos. in like the what's it called, in the yada yada yada, the gaming channels, there was definitely a whole bunch of like Cole, a whole bunch of like I always feel like the best YouTube videos are like kind of combinations of like what other people have worked on, and you build on from that, but you have to of course add your own little twist to it. And yeah, I mean, one of the things that DankPod has really inspired me with has definitely been like being able to like use a desk to convey your story. Because like one of the things that I always wanted to talk about is like a lot of things, especially concerning content creation, concerning tech, concerning like, you know, things that I find interesting. And back in the day, like I tried something like, let me show you something that is like a little bit more MKBHD inspired. Let's see, which was, let me remove this right here. It was called Insight. Man, that's so long ago. Like, I tried this. There won't be sound to this, because I don't think I have that set up yet. Let's see here. Where is this? All right. It's quite a while back. Also, Ankin says, I love the useful tech video. That's how I found your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. And I'm super glad that you stuck around. So let's see here. So this right here was like an early attempt of me to like talk about something, you know, like talk about some tech stuff, but then like gaming related. So that's why it was on the gaming channel. And this was very much like MKBHD, Linus Tech Tips inspired. Mudkip, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. So yeah, like going for the fancy shots right here, as you can see. And like going for like the edited background, but basically like this was like a green screen monitor where oh no, actually I don't think it was a green screen. I think I masked it out so I can like throw these things up on there. This is talking about like what are console subscription services and like why all of a sudden you have to pay now for like PlayStation and Xbox, and what are the impacts of them, and like are they gonna go away soon, or like are they here to stay, and what's the impact of them. So this was a really fun video to make. Like this right here is like an MKBHD shot. Like just the random like tilt up and then move about. But the thing that I have with this is that like this type of video, like this is also kind of like, it's kind of like B-roll that Linus would have, and then he would just kind of like talk somewhere. It's just kind of like, it's kind of hard when it comes to this style of video. If you want to do this repeatedly, like this took me like a week or two to set up. Because I had to get all the clones, I had to like get all the setups. Like the studio here is not that big, so I had to like, yeah, man, this was so much work. It was a super fun video to make, but this wasn't something that I could repeat. And then I saw like DankPods. I also saw like you Jeffries. Who else? I mean, like Technology Connections has like a great way with words, though he doesn't really do that overhead. But I saw how a couple of these channels, like Jerry Rig Everything, how they worked with overheads. I was like, fuck, man. Like, that's a really nice setup. And then, like, I kind of, like, the way that I see my videos right now is, like, they're kind of like a combination of, like, overhead videos, you know, like Jerry Rig Everything, that sort of stuff, but then combined with, like, what I used to do with gameplay videos. Because, like, basically what I did with gameplay videos back in the day is, like, you show a little bit of the game, and then you cut back out to, like, do a little bit of piece of camera, and then you go back into the game. So it's kind of like gamifying the tech videos. And yeah, like the thumbnails, yeah, they're kind of like DankPods inspired. It's also like I really want to have the focus be on like the thing that I'm talking about. And I think it's fun to like kind of like, okay, so like you can look in the thumbnail and be like, what's gonna happen? And it's not your standard like thumbnail face, because I don't really want to have a face in the thumbnail, because then you have to go like your standard route. So that's kind of the idea. Arteria says the YouTube subscription thing is not working properly for years though. Been a long time since I've got videos from all my subscriptions. Can't you get more speed to it in it thanks to practice, so you can do more of it how you liked it? There's definitely like a little practice element to it, where it's like the more you make videos, the better you get at it. But a lot of it's also processes. So for instance, like if you take a look right here, this right here is like the one camera that's like my overhead, and it can also be like a side camera for streaming. But basically, like, because right now, like, I record all these tech videos in the same place, I already have, like, everything set up for the next video. Actually, I wanted the video to come out a little bit earlier, but things got delayed. But I just have all the props ready right here, and I can just, like, set it up like that, and just start recording. I just throw it over there. There you go. You set the other one up, and there you go. Like, the other one is always set up, and there you go. You just sit down, boom, button, go. So that's really nice with this sort of setup. Like, the other type of video, where we're looking at where it's like, okay, it's like you have this little setup with like me placing out the consoles, the controllers, like that sort of stuff. Like you have to make sets for every single one, and that takes a bit more. Let's see. I can't see Arteria's messages in my chat box. Actually, that's right, because those are from Twitch. So like we're streaming live to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. The reason why like you can't see them in the chat itself and only on the stream is because Twitch doesn't like if you combine the chats like in the chat, because they say it decreases the viewing experience. So that's not what we're doing. But you can read them right here. Hopefully they're kind of readable, and otherwise I'll read them out as best as I can. I've thought about like integrating it, but then again, like Twitch doesn't like it. And at the same time, I've also seen this type of integration before, where like a Twitch bot or like a bot like spews in like the messages of everyone that sends it, and it kind of becomes like kind of a cluttered chat. So I hope that just by like showing them on screen and me reading them out, like hopefully that works out. We'll see. We'll see. Like this is still an ongoing process. Like the chat right here is definitely an ongoing process. So like if there's any improvements, I'm definitely open for them. But yeah, like there is definitely an element of like getting used to it, getting better at it during practice. But also there's a large element of like getting everything set up and then boom, ready to go. So that's, for instance, also why right now I've only posted this channel. I haven't posted the gaming channel yet, and why this is the only stream that I'm doing in like once a week. Like the thing that I want to do is like I want to prepare things, so I can just sit down, record, hit the button, and there we go. So for instance, for like the gaming streams, yeah, there we go. For the game streams, I already like I showed these ones off, but yeah, like I already have these things ready. There's a couple of preps that I'm making, but I'm really close to like getting ready to do the game streams, for which we're going to use the dice. But yeah, like I want to have the little setup and ready so I can just like go. So this is the just chatting camera angle, and then like these are the game camera angles and like that sort of stuff, right? It's like you can get better at practice, but if you also have like if you can get things set up so you can just sit down, boom, press a button, and bam, there you go, then you know that's really nice. Are they a different color, a theme? How's it going? Good to see you. Yes, they are. Red is for YouTube and purple is for Twitch, because then I thought that would make sense. If that doesn't make sense, then I am sorry. But yeah, let me see. Oh, it makes sense. I forgot you could do it. Not a lot of streamers use that feature. Yeah, I don't know why. I've heard people say like, oh, maybe like YouTube Live doesn't really work all that well or whatever. You know, like I don't know. Like YouTube Live kills the performance. Like man, I was so afraid of that. I was so freaking afraid of that. It's insane. So if you go right here, like basically the video, like the useful tech gifts video started blowing up around like on the day that I was scheduled to do the podcast with Cole. So I was like, okay, the moment that was happening, I was like, let me not touch the channel, let me not do anything, let's just see what happens, let me just let YouTube do the thing. And then I started live streaming Cole, the podcast, and literally it was the video was going up, and then it flatlined. It was literally like it just did this right here. The moment I hit live, the thing just flatlined, and I was like, oh man, I was like, you know what, it's whatever, I'm already super satisfied with like 300 views. That's like insane, that's so cool. You know what, if this is it, I'm happy. But yeah, so I was kind of happy with it. It was like, oh, it's alright, but like I was kind of wondering, like, is this the thing that people are talking about? If you live stream to YouTube, does that kill like the growth of your videos? And then the next day, it like all of a sudden the video started doing well again, and around the same time it flatlined. And I was like, okay, so I guess around this time, like videos just don't get shown. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's what it is. Let me see here. Arteria says, I've seen it done by combining Twitch, Kick, Trova, and YouTube in one chat, so it is doable. Yeah, like it is doable to throw it all into the chat thing, like that you can read it in the chat as well, but that's also something which I know Twitch doesn't like, and I also think it's gonna get a little bit cluttered. Another thing that I'm like, another thing is like, I know there are services that do this already. Like there's a couple of bots online that do this already, but this is something I've made myself. And the thing that I really like about this is that like it's all run locally, and also this is why like I kind of want to share this. Like once the code is done, I'm kind of happy with it. I want to share this because it's like this is something you run on your own system. Because back in the day, I used to run everything via Streamlabs and via like all these free streamer tools. But the way that they work is like they communicate with their server, and then that works. Is like that costs money, right? You know, all these services, all these things that people do that are free, they cost money. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what's your business model? Because like we've seen that with Streamlabs, and like all of a sudden, like things get worse because the investor money dries up. So that's something that I'm really curious about when it comes to those things. Like, okay, so if you are pinging YouTube and you're paying their API, and I can use this tool for free, how am I paying for your product? Because, you know, you provide me a service of value, so there's got to be some way that I'm paying for that. So this right here, I have full control over this mine. I did the work. I know what it does, so I'm happy with that. Let's see. Are they a different color? Oh, I meant from what you previously showed. Also, I saw red and yellow, not purple. Oh, I think I'm talking about the chat. Yeah, you were talking about the dice. Yeah, no, so they don't really have a meaning to the color just yet. I'm thinking that one of them will be like the game selector and the other one will be like the modifier. I just bought 2 different color dice because I thought it was funny that they'd be different colors. Let's see, unpopular opinion, but I prefer YouTube streams more than Twitch streams because I can rewind the stream and watch the stuff we missed. I love that feature. Oh, that is so good. It is so freaking great. And also the thumbnail. So like, one of the things that I love about YouTube streams is that you have the thumbnail that you can kind of set already and like put a title to it, so you can kind of like give an idea. It's like, hey, you know, this is a show. Because on Twitch, I also like that you can have like this preview of what the stream is about, but you don't have control over like when the preview shows up. And a lot of times, because all the streams are sort of similar, like everyone just kind of like plays the same game, it doesn't really show you all that much. And here it's like you can set a thumbnail, you can give a show. I guess it also helps that like my intention right now with live streams is also why I've been streaming less. Is like I want to make sure that every single stream is kind of like a self-contained show that you can go watch it back for like 2 hours and like be entertained. And not have it be like, oh, you know, like I just happened to turn on the camera for 2 hours of my life and it wasn't really consequential at all. Like you could have missed the first hour and just been totally fine. That's not to say that if you're just tuning in, you're like, you missed a whole bunch, but you know, I just want it to be fun. I want it to be something to value. I also find that YouTube buffers less. I think so too. If like Twitch is very unstable, I could try and adjust the bitrate for next time because I set it a little bit higher because people said like you can set it a little bit higher. But yeah, we'll see. We'll live and learn. Arteria says the one where I saw it had it done locally worked well. It worked without a clutter. Just a pain to moderate if you have to keep an eye on different chats since it only worked on the streamer side. Yeah. So like here I can see the 2 chats right now. Right now I'm happy with Twitch and YouTube. I don't know if I want to add other platforms in the future, but for now I think two stream places is manageable. And what I also like very much about it is that Twitch has been my home for the past couple years, like where I have been not that consistent on YouTube. I've been very consistent on Twitch, and yeah, that's a place where we've done a lot. Like that's something where if I go to like the stream channel right here, like right here, I was just going for this today. It's kind of crazy. Just going for like everything we've done. It goes all the way back to 2020, which is almost 3 years ago. 3 years of Twitch streams, and it's just kind of fun to see like what we've gone through, and then going back to like one of the old streams. I've go to the oldest right here. Just going back, like I think I went back to like one of the like Temtem or Fallout streams, and it's just like it's kind of fun because you can just get to drop into like a moment in time where it's like, oh, today we did this and that, and everyone's talking about their stuff. So like I love that. I also wanted to kind of have that for YouTube, so I'm glad I'm able to bring that over to YouTube, and it's kind of an ongoing experiment, but that's the entire channel, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Hey, are you wearing the case at earphones? I almost bought that exact model. Yes, I am. I am wearing them indeed. Right there. It is, like, they are so nice. It's like, literally, that's the thing with this video. It's like the video that I made it's legit stuff that I use pretty much every day. It's like right here. There you go. That's the phone. That's the Nokia phone. It's like, it's stuff that I use. So yeah. I'm glad that you got them, and I hope that you enjoyed them as much. Someone came around and gave like a whole bunch of very like interesting like suggestions for other in-ears, and I've looked at them and I'm thinking like I'm thinking I'll probably just like buy heaps of, like buy them all and just try them out and just like make it like an in-ear monitor video. But then again, I think like DankPods has also done IEMS videos, so like maybe with everyone saying like, oh, your videos are alike. Maybe I should watch out with that. I don't want to copy it. Like that's not the point. I'm just, you know, there's just certain things, like certain styles which I like, which like I've taken inspiration from. And another thing which really doesn't help, which I see a lot in the comments, and you're absolutely right, but you're also absolutely wrong, is the music. So yeah, a lot of people say like, oh my god, you're using Dagpod's music. And part of me really hates that. And part of me like is like, yeah, you're right. The thing which, okay, so let me start this out by saying, number one, I'm bad with music. Like, I'm not a very musical person. I love music, but I don't really understand it very well. So I've always had a hard time with finding music, but that's where, like around 2016, 2017, Cole pointed me towards a YouTube audio library. And when we started creating content together, like I took like a lot of inspiration from like his place, like music, and like found DJ quads for him and Lakey inspired for like the gaming stuff. But then through the YouTube audio library, I found like artists like Otis McDonald, Quintus Maria, Rondo Brothers, Kevin McLeod, like other like artists like that. And I've been using those in my videos for a real long time. A lot of times, like if you go back, like I'll use a lot of these tracks in my I Dread videos, in my like in other videos. Like around the time 2017 to 2019, I used those a lot. And then I discovered more like DJ quads, like the more like chill, vibey style, the funky style. And I started switching over to those because that fit more of like the chill style videos sort of thing of like what gaming is. But I always had like Not For Nothing from Otis McDonald and that sort of stuff. Like I always had that for my like more explainer videos, but I just didn't make those for a while. And then like Downpods came around, and he was using Otis McDonald music as well. And then yes, I did find I think 2 or 3 tracks from Otis through his videos where it's like, oh hey, that sounds very similar to what I'm using. I think that's Otis, so then I checked out in the YouTube audio library and I found it. I was like, shoot, that's so cool. Let me add those because they fit very well with what I'm using. However, there's also like an overlap of like the music that I was already using, so it does sound like, oh man, you just ripped this library. It's like, no, I was already using half of it, but now, so yeah, now I've been pretty much also like trying to find, like I've also found like a whole bunch of other music which kind of like is the same style, but like not in his videos, so I'm kind of like, okay. Because at the same time, it's like I'm glad to hear that people, like, on the one hand, it sounds fantastic to hear that people see like similarities, because honestly, it's like I'm out here just making videos for fun and like look at the size of the channel and look at how big those channels are, and then just to see that people are like, oh my god, it's like it's kind of similar, and like, whoa, that's so cool, that's such a compliment. And at the same time, also like I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. I don't want it to be like, oh, you're just trying to copy him. It's like, no, I'm trying to do my own thing, and like I really appreciate that, but I hope that people don't get the idea. So yeah. That reminds me, what is in your recap thing? I have not done a recap thing at all. I don't think there's much because I really haven't done much. I haven't done much Twitch this year. This has been like a whole lot of things going on this year. Not much Twitch. Let's see. Avim says, oh, I mean, between all the types of streams I've been to YouTube does not buffer for me as much as Twitch. Although my transition from watching YouTube streams over Twitch streams happened unconsciously, not due to buffering. Ooh, what made you switch over to YouTube? Taking inspiration is not a bad thing if you do it right, and your video was top tier, really engaging, extremely well edited. Thank you so much. Shall I tell you a little known secret? There have been 2 or 3 times where I thought about scrapping the entire video. Oh man, it was like, basically it was like, as I said, like I had to start worrying about holiday gifts. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out like what I'm gonna get and that sort of stuff. And I was like, what if I make a video about this, like talk about some things that have actually been useful to me, because I was also scouring online for videos about like useful gifts, and then I saw like people with videos about like toys, electronic toys, what seemed like fun, and then you look up the review and it's like, yeah, this breaks in 2 days. I'm like, oh fuck, you know. It's always like either the tech, like as I said in my videos, like a lot of times, like if you have something useful that you want which is cheap, you already have it, or if you want it, it's too expensive to gift. So like then you want to like go and look for like useful inspiration things, and like a lot of times it's like the cheapest shit grabbed from Amazon, which kind of looks funny, and it's like, okay, but then it breaks. So like, what is useful that's under $100? And I was like, okay, so I have this, and like I actually use this stuff. So I put it all together, but I didn't really want to make a script for it, because I also just wanted to say, like, a lot of times like I kind of script my videos, because right now I should probably explain if you're new to the channel. Like my goal with this channel is to, I mean, I made a video about it, but if you haven't seen that yet, my goal with this channel is to make point of contact videos around like the pillars of like software, hardware, and like content creation. Like those are the things like I really like making videos. Like I've been doing this for 8 years. And I'm really into like technology, hardware, and technology software. I've studied AI for 3 years now. I've finished my university degree in that, and honestly, like there's a lot to tell there. But what I want to like, I want to build my channel on those 3 pillars and cover anything that falls between that. But also, I want to make them point of contact videos. So, for instance, like what I mean with that is like I want to make sure that like I give you an overview of like what the hell I'm talking about. So, for instance, when it comes to those ideas, like why the hell am I talking about those gifts? Like why are we even talking about this? And what are they? And like what's the idea of that? Like, I'm assuming that when you get at the start of the video, you know nothing, and I hope that by the end of the video, you know something, like you know the general idea of like what I was talking about. Like for instance, like if we talk about like the GoPro videos, like you have a general idea of like what a GoPro is, and then you can also decide for yourself like, okay, is this something I want to look more into, or is this something which like is not really for me, but now at least I know what the hell we're talking about. That's the point. And I like, you may feel like, oh man, that's kind of like service level stuff, but like my goal is like by making videos that stack up on each other, we'll go in depth by making more videos. So right now, like we're very ground level, we're very explanatory. It's like the next video is going to be coming up is like what's OBS, like the software that I'm streaming with. It's also a video that I'm really I'm really curious about, because like I'm really curious as to like how that will work, because like for me OBS is like super fascinating, but then like I'm writing about it, it's like, man, this is gonna bore the crap out of people because I'm just gonna be talking about like a streaming software, but there's also so many cool things you can do with that. So yeah, right now we're very much in like explanatory stuff where it's like, okay, so I've made a video about what's programming, what is software, what are microphones, but I think that like those things right now are kind of like required to like then get started, and like we can talk about particular microphones and that sort of stuff. I also want to do one on like these like Rode microphones right here, the camera microphones. There's another one which I'm hoping to get my hands on, which like has a microphone bit on both ends. So that's something that's coming up. But yeah, so Isa, how's it going? Let me check right here. Let me check here in chat. Where's my mouse? Oh, I'm using the wrong mouse. Let's see. Arteria says, my recap thingy was a bit weird as I had 2 streamers that I stopped following at the start of the year. Okay, that's interesting. It's like, yo, hey, I haven't seen you at all. Fame says it's possible the Japanese VTuber communities and their multilingual expansions are on YouTube and Bilibili, which is more Chinese. But Bilibili is actually really good when you want to upload things in multiple languages for both audio, visual, etc. But I still try to watch Twitch. There are still streamers on it that I enjoy. So yeah, so it's like, I think that when it comes to YouTube, like I really like that feature of like being able to go back in the stream and like watch it back. And I also think that like when it comes to like just being able to like YouTube has like these different features of like being able to change languages, that sort of stuff. I haven't really experimented with that for my own channel, but I've seen it sometimes, which is kind of cool. I think Twitch still has a little bit of that like general community of like you can host someone and that sort of stuff. It has more like the discoverability, but then again, like YouTube's videos have way better discoverability. So Isa, how's it going? Yeah, AI should be your next fun things to try out. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be talking about AI, but AI is gonna be kind of like slowly coming into the channel, because the thing when it comes to AI, it's like there's a lot of things I've learned, which is really cool to talk about. However, a lot of them are just like out there, and I first want to make sure that everyone's on board. So I've already made a video about like what is programming, just to give you the basics of programming. Like a lot of like AI stuff is actually done in Python. It's insane how much stuff is done in Python. Like everyone's talking about, oh man, Python is this programming language. It's so easy to learn, and it's the entry programming language. But if you really want to get down to it, you got to learn these languages. But then you get to like all the machine learning stuff, and most of the machine learning stuff that's used, not for like the most advanced stuff, but just in general for like a lot of stuff, it's just done in Python, which is really handy because we can more easily talk about it. But that's also why I want to make a video about what is Python, that sort of stuff. But I don't want my channel just to be programming, because there's so much more fun stuff. And so yeah, it's kind of like balancing that. So yeah, Afim says, I do agree. I also find that people in Twitch chats are more open to interact with one another than on YouTube. I think that also depends on like how you built your community. I think that right now, I'm really curious as to like how it's gonna go, because like this is my first time really streaming frequently on YouTube. I mean, you can go back to my lifetime right now on YouTube and see like the previous streams were 7 years ago. I do feel there's like more of a Twitch community with like the emotes and stuff. Like that also doesn't get helped by like a couple years back. Remember when people in Markiplier's chat were like banned for like spamming emotes for like their YouTube like Red premiere? Like that was fun times indeed. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm really curious. So far, it's kind of fun to see both platforms do their own thing, and I think so far the integration together is going quite fine. Speaking of AI, would it be okay to ask your opinion on games like the finals using AI voice as opposed to voice actors? Ooh. Sure. Yeah, the community on Twitch is kind of tight knit and active, more tight knit and active than on YouTube. Although I do wonder about that, like how that has evolved, because if I look at, I think a couple of years back, like Twitch was very much tight knit. It was like everyone is kind of knowing on what's going on the platform, that sort of stuff. I think nowadays, especially with Kick coming up and YouTube offering contracts to like some of the most bigger streamers, I think that what we have found is that like everyone is kind of like segregating into their own little groups, which is fine. And I think that if YouTube put a little bit more emphasis on their live streaming side, that maybe side of the platform, that maybe we could get a community going there. But for me, also what I found is like over the last couple of years, I've really focused on just like the community that we have here around the channel, and like I haven't really engaged with that many other channels. Like I'm just been trying to put my head down and do my own thing. But yeah, I did go to TwitchCon, and that was really fun. So FitCon, is that still a thing? We'll try and go there. We'll try and go there next year. Let's see. But yeah, Arteria says those self-learning programs are creepy though. Got one of those basic ones running at work. From a super simple one, it went into pretty smart and almost looking like AI within a week of having it run. I met Michel at TwitchCon after all. Yep, we met at TwitchCon, which is fun. Yeah, okay, so like when it comes to AI stuff, I think that what we've seen recently is that there have been interesting progressions, and also there's a bunch of limitations. But there have been very interesting progressions when it comes to generative AI. So like AI that creates stuff, especially like with ChatGPT, like using predictive algorithms, language-based large language models with like using them to like put them in a chat functionality was like, I think very much to everyone very surprisingly effective at making something that seemed real, that seemed knowledgeable. Never mind that, especially if you use something like ChatGPT, that it will often make up like bullshit things. Just be very, very, very aware that when you ask it about something, especially when you ask it about like past offense or people that exist or that sort of stuff, that you're correct, because a lot of times it'll just make things up. But it is very interesting to see that, and I think that it has been very helpful, especially for people. I mean, like for coding, it's very, very helpful, because you can just be like, hey, you know, I have this code, it's not really running all that well. What does this error mean? Can you explain it to me? Like, how can I adjust it? That sort of stuff. It will guide you like 80% of the way, and then you have to figure out the rest of it. But it's a very useful guide. Now, we also haven't been seen used to like do artistic things, so like create videos, like the videos right now, they don't look as great, but they're making staggering progress. It's insane. The images, like they're making insane progress as well, and I've seen artists be very worried about it. And also like what Afim said in video games, where they're replacing voice actors, or like they're being used to like replace voice actors. I'm not really sure what to think about it, because on the one hand, I think that it is very, very it's very interesting, the new capabilities that they provide. So let's put it this way, okay? Let us put it this way. So AI right now provides new capabilities that normal traditional voice actors cannot do, which I am all in for, that you're using AI in such a way. So for instance, like what do I mean? Well, remember those like role-playing games where you would put in your name, for instance, like Genshin Impact. You put in your name, like my name in Genshin Impact is like Weebra or so, and then whenever you interact with characters which are voiced, it would always be, hello adventurer, hello you, hello adventurer, hello you, and I'm like, bro, but my name is in your titles, in the subtitles where they're talking about it. It is right here. It says like, hello Weebra, but then instead like the voice line is like, hello adventurer. That's a limitation,
for the voice actor, because they can't speak out every single possible combination of like numbers and letters in the hope that you'll catch one of the usernames that someone creates. So in that way, if you can use AI to be able to say people's custom names, or have, you know, in-game characters react to things, because like you can't voice line every single person in all the like really large worlds. And if we're now using AI to like generate worlds, like how in Warframe you have like generated maps, and now like Starfield is trying to use generative worlds where like planets are generated based on like random assets, which I've not played Starfield yet, but I've heard that it's not all that great. But hey, you know, it's a step towards it. And if you have like generative worlds where you play a space game, you can land on a planet and it's just like a brand new planet, and then you can have people on there which are random people, that sort of stuff. It's like it can make the game feel a lot more alive. So I think in that way, it is really good, because that's something which, no matter how much money you sink into a game, you can never have people voice act every single possible encounter, every single possible response, that sort of stuff. At the same time, I do think it is really, really creepy, or really, really, yeah, weird when it comes to the replacement things, like replacing humans or imitating humans. I think that that's definitely like the uncanny valley vibe, as well as like the fear of replacement vibe. So when we look at the scriptwriters in Hollywood, or like the actors being afraid with deepfakes, I mean, like look at my fellow countryman, which I'm really proud of, Mr. Purrple, who is like trying to make an AI YouTube channel, but just replacing everything about his channel by AI, so he can just be like, make video, boom, and then it makes a video. I mean, at that point in time, like I think that when it comes to like the deepfake videos, which is something that people are like, I think, rightfully very concerned about, and also voice actors being rightfully concerned about their voices being used, but I think everyone, it's kind of like, how concerning will it be if AI can perfectly imitate people's voices? That, you know, like you know, like the scam messages that you may get on your phone, where it's like, hey, I'm a prince and I need money to like give you money, you know, like those were the ones like 10 years ago. Nowadays, what they tend to do sometimes is like I've also seen it happen where they will try and like get into someone's phone, or like try and send you a message as though it seems like they're using like someone else's phone. So let's say you have your mom in your phone under the name Mom, because like a lot of people have that, and then like scammers send a message to you via WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever under the name of Mom, and it'd be like, hey dear, like I'm in trouble, I'm here at a grocery store, but I don't have the cash, can you just like send me cash via this or whatever. It's like that's already gets creepier. But imagine that, you know, they could just call you via like a random number and imitate like your family or your friend's voice with AI, and just be like, hey, I'm right here at like a grocery store, and like I actually need some money. My battery went flat on my phone, so I'm using this guy's phone, and like he borrowed me $200, so can you just send that to him via here? It's like, if they can use your voice with just AI, like it becomes so much easier to scam, and it becomes so much more like harder to trust like whatever you hear, because you can't even trust what you hear. So that is something where, especially when it comes to like using voices in game, like I love the idea of being able to enhance games with things that voice actors could never do, like do very specific encounters or randomly generated worlds. However, at the same time, if this technology is able to do that, then what we're also going to see is like this technology will develop and will be capable of doing things where it will replace humans. Like it will replace voice actor jobs, and also it will make us like very we can't trust our senses almost anymore, because like, you know, scammers could call you with the voice of your mom. That's weird. That's really weird, you know? But if you can create a voice to like voice a character in game, then why wouldn't that be possible? And that's also the same thing when it comes to like generating images and videos. So yeah, it is interesting. YouTube is having some issues at the moment. Ooh, yeah, interesting. I've been seeing that a little bit as well. Maybe that happens when I start talking AI. But that's so strange though. Let's see. Yeah, it does say that I have some drop frames, but right now it does seem fine. Let me know if anything else happens. Do you follow any sports? If so, which? So, being like growing up here in Europe, defindefinitely like there's like soccer is the sport that everyone follows, so I do kind of follow that, although it's not my main thing that I follow. It's like I don't really have a main sports that I follow, though. Like I do keep up with like soccer. I keep up with Formula 1 because like we have our Max Verstappen who is winning everything. I have a couple of cousins of mine who played like pro ice hockey, so I tend to follow that sometimes. Where it's like I'll go visit like one of their matches. whenever I travel. And yeah, you know, other than that, maybe swimming, because I've done swimming for years. But then again, like, I enjoy sports, watching it as like a social event. So like just joining together with like a couple of people, be like, yo, hey, you know, like watch it and then spend some time together. But let's say that I have a stream and like, oh, the match is on right now, or like the Grand Prix is happening right now, or whatever. And I have to choose between doing the stream and doing that. It's like, I'm doing the stream. You know. What kind of sports are you into? Let me see here. Afim says, let's see. Afim says, hold on. Afim, you were saying something. Perhaps a more philosophical question, but can one consider it made up? I don't know what you mean with it made up. Arteria says ChatGPT should also not be asked questions regarding mental health, as it has a high chance of suggesting ending life. Yeah, I mean, it does do that. Oh boy. Also, this is a really nice song. Yeah, I'll have like once I post, like once this stream is over tomorrow, like I'll have every single song used. Like it's gonna be thrown in the subscription, or like the description, not subscription. I mean, you can subscribe. But hey, AI works best for the automatic responses. Ankit says the stream is lagging for me. YouTube's having a bit of a moment. It's trying to keep up with the audio and the audio fell behind. Okay, let me know if it's fixed, because it seems like it's fixed, but like let me know when it comes up and I'll try to see if it gets better. Afim says, I think I'm a prince and I need money. There's people that fall for that. I know people who fell for that. So yeah. Afim says, what if they could imitate your streams exactly and I'm watching a different Michel Postma? You know, like that's not where we are yet, but technically, like if what you need for like training AI models is a lot of data of, you know, like videos and voice. I mean, there is hours and hours. There's over, I think there's between 2,000 and 4,000 hours of content of me, of my face, of my likeness in video form and my voice in sound form out there on the internet. So technically, you could train a bot to like listen to like how I say things, what my intonation is like, what my content generally is like what I look like. And you should be able to, if you have a right enough algorithm, to generate predict what would be a next stream for me. Right now we're not there yet, especially not in terms of algorithms, and also not in computing power, because the cost for that computing power would be insane. Like that's why you can use ChatGPT for free, but if you want to generate images, like you have to pay up because that's expensive. So yeah, it's like it could be possible. I'm putting myself in danger by putting me out there, so you know, be thankful that I'm putting my likeness and my future and like all the trust that people have in me in danger for your entertainment. But yeah, no, it's that's a possibility. Right now, I guess you just gotta hope that I don't have an insanely powerful computer that I'm running right now to stream this stream for a handful of people. That you know, I think that's where you can put your faith in. Like that is where I think you can get your faith that this is real, is that it would be extremely uneconomical for me to AI generate this. If we were to get to like 100,000 people watching this, maybe, okay? Then that argument falls apart. Ankit says, hey, I love Formula 1 and football. Nice. Let's see, there's already an idea of a movie with that. I don't know, I enjoy using ChatGPT as my psychologist. Oh boy, this is a life-risking profession. What a hero. I know, right? It is also a bit trippy movie sometimes, but I find it pretty interesting. It's also pretty filming with what you said. All right, speaking of Arteria, what you said, I think that you're very interested in the next topic right here. Villager, how's it going? Good to see you. Villager says, Michel needs your money to buy coal and uranium to fuel his power station to power his streaming setup. I do indeed. That coal. I'm just burning coal for your entertainment. Oh boy. Oh boy. That would be such a weird, interesting insight, right? That would be so strange. Because you know, in a sense, the thing that I find weird about that is this entire image of, you know, the live streaming thing, the entire live stream thing is such a weird world, because on the one hand you have people that are just sitting out there reacting to nothing, reacting to videos or just not even reacting at all, and they're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars, which is crazy. Especially if you compare that to like the hard labor back in the day. It's like, whoa, you know, like that's easy money. At the same time, you also have so many streamers out there who stream like 12 hours a day and barely get paid minimum wage. That's like, it's like a sweatshop out there as well. So like, it's such a weird like dichotomy. But if you just think about it, okay, so if you just think about, let's say you have a stream that's profitable, right? That's like, you know, you're making real good money of that. Then that's quite a relaxing job versus like the kind of like the stereotype of hard work, like the shoveling coal in the mines, right? And then to imagine that you'd go as far as to like reverse that entirely, that you'd go from like streaming sitting here to like going in the back of the room, shoveling coal into like a power generator such that your AI computer can generate a stream for you. Oh man. Fair just says, I'm gonna force the AI to make a coal-powered PC. Oh boy. Ankit, bye guys, I have to go now. I had a nice time. Catch you later. Ankit, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great time too. Would you believe me if I said I've never seen The Matrix? I would definitely believe you, because it took me a really long time to find it, to like see it. And there's also a bunch of movies that I haven't seen yet, so you know, I can very well understand it. Fair understand. Speaking of which, let's go to topic number 2, because I know someone has been waiting on this topic right here. So there we go. Isa says, my first computer audio card has a feature called Dr. Tibeauthetraveler to do voice answering questions back in the 1990s. Hold on, I gotta go look that up. I want to go look that up. Okay, if I can find the. Okay, hold on. Dr. Tibeauthetraveler. If that. Oh man. Dr. Tibeauthetraveler. Okay, here we go. It does exist. There we go. Is the artificial intelligence? Oh, okay, let me increase this. Dr. Tibeauthetraveler is a AI speech synthesis program released in the late 1991 by Creative Labs for MS-DOS computers. Whoa. Sound Blaster, acting intelligent text-to-speech operator. Okay. Do we have images of that? It's a package from a Sound Blaster audio card. All right, I'm gonna go look this up, because like if I could get my hands on one, that would be, oh shoot, that would be neat. That'd be neat, because that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun to like for like an AI figure. I don't know. Yeah. No. Anyway. Anyway, let's go to the second topic, because here we go. I know Arturi has been waiting on this. Bada bing, bada boom. Woo! Twitch is shutting down in Korea. Big news! Big news! I know the title is like Twitch is shutting down entirely, but this is also still quite big news. Oh, big news is that Twitch right here is shutting down in Korea. Let's go and read the Twitch post that introduces bad news to us. Which is kind of insane just to think about that this happened. So this right here is the 5th of December, so last week, on the Twitch page itself. It says, this morning, I shared with our community in Korea that we've made a difficult decision to shut down the Twitch business in Korea on February 27, 2024. We understand that this is extremely disappointing news, and we want to explain why we made this decision and how we're planning to support those impacted. Also, this thing can just go away now. Hold on. Let me go and make sure that goes away. There we go. Okay. Ultimately, the cost to operate in Twitch in Korea is prohibitively expensive, and we have spent significant effort working to reduce these costs so that we could find a way for the Twitch business to remain in Korea. First, we experimented with a peer-to-peer model for source quality. Then we adjusted source quality to a maximum of 720p. While we have lowered costs from these efforts, our network fees in Korea are still 10 times more than in other countries. Twitch has been operating in Korea at significant loss, and unfortunately there's no pathway for this business to run more sustainably in that country. To all of our global communities, we want to make it clear that this is a unique situation. Operating costs in Korea are significantly higher than they are in other countries, and we have been open about this challenge for quite some time. Twitch streamers in Korea have devoted significant time and effort into building their communities, and we plan to help these communities in finding new homes, even if it's regrettably not on Twitch. We will work to help Twitch streamers in Korea move their communities to alternative live streamer services in Korea. We're also reaching out to several of these services to help with the transition, and we will communicate with the impacted streamers as these discussions progress. I want to reiterate that this is a very difficult decision and one we are disappointed to have to make. Korea has always been and will always continue to play a special role in the international esports community, and we are incredibly grateful for the communities they build on Twitch. For more information, see the help article signed by the CEO of Twitch. So yeah. It is a Korean thing, but this is quite quite a big thing to hear. How should I start this? So, what we hear here, like what we're seeing here, is that honestly, like the time of the internet being this grand new thing that you can spend infinite amounts of money on is coming to an end. We're definitely seeing that with like a lot of services, like Facebook and Meta and stuff are already charging like European Union, like EU users, like how should I phrase this? Sorry. What we've already seen like a couple of weeks ago, like Meta, basically like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, like they've introduced like paid plans, so you can pay for your like usage, so your data doesn't get used all that much. Twitter has introduced paid plans because like back in the day, like a couple years back, 2010s, like you like basically businesses could just grow by just throwing away money because investors would come with money because the internet was the next big thing. Now we've kind of hit this level of growth where like everyone has kind of been saturated with connections to the internet and having their profiles and whatever they are. So now these things need to be sustainable. And what we're seeing here is that like loss leaders, with like Korea being like one here, actually it's not really a loss leader because I don't know whether Korea was such a big market in Twitch that it was like the spearhead of the Twitch side of business, but like Korea being such a big loss on like Twitch's operating system, like it's understandable that right now it's being cut away because the platform's got to be a little bit sustainable. It is really, really unfortunate though that an entire country is just being cut off. I cannot imagine what it's like for streamers who used to stream in Korea or who live in Korea, who have built their entire business there, what it's like for them. If anyone does know of Korean streamers that are affected by this and would be open to have a little interview on the podcast, I don't know if I can offer them much of a platform, but I would actually really, really love to speak with them. I would love to like hear about what his experience is like, what their plans are, how Twitch communicates about this, because honestly it is quite a shock. I cannot imagine what it would be for me to all of a sudden learn that Twitch would shut down in my country, and I think it's something that we've oftentimes like not really seen as a real opportunity, like a real possibility that it would happen. But I think that kind of it really makes it real, like the effects of certain things. So what do I mean with this? Isa says, so it's about a bandwidth usage problem. Let me see if they specify that a little bit more. Let's see, because I have some idea, but I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Let me see if it has something here. Refund request. No, it doesn't really seem to show it. I think that what this has to do, like I'm not sure on this, but I think that what this has to do is that Korean laws probably have don't have the net neutrality laws that we talked about a couple years back. So around 2019, 2020, there was like this big thing on the internet called net neutrality, where basically I think this was especially in the United States, where there was this law called net neutrality, which was all about all the internet traffic needed to be treated the same, regardless of whether it was just a simple checkup on a web page, a chat message being received, or a high definition video being streamed over the internet. It all had to be treated the same, with the same priority and also with the same cost plan attached to it. Now, around that time, that law got repealed. So right now, I think in the United States now, it is legal to as like an internet service provider to look at the different data streams that are out there and be like, okay, so if you are receiving just text messages or you're just doing light internet browsing, you're not watching videos online, which cost a lot of bandwidth, then you could be on a cheaper plan and like you could have higher priority access. When if you're watching Netflix or stuff, then you could have to you have to pay more money because it costs more bandwidth and that sort of stuff. Like I think legally they could do that, but then again I'm not a lawyer, but that was the entire idea of that law. I don't think we've seen the effect yet on the American market, but I believe, and like don't quote me on this, but I believe that this is a similar sort of thing where in Korea they did not have like this net neutrality sort of thing where streaming sites, because of like the high bandwidth that they use, they have to pay up a lot more, which makes it very uneconomical. And I think that that's something that Twitch has been trying to work with, and I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's entirely that you have to pay for that, because like they were also talking about peer-to-peer, so maybe it's like between like a server side to like the clients. It's probably that like if you have a server and you use a certain amount of you use a certain bandwidth thing. So like, let's say that you're streaming video, and then you're streaming it to so many people at the same time that is way more expensive than if you stream it to one and then you move it around. Let me. Alright, sorry. Let's see. Arteria says, was an ISP issue since their providers kept increasing the price and Twitch had to pay 10 times the amount compared to stream to other countries. If Twitch had to pay $10 for the bandwidth for one streamer in what they use 1 hour, Twitch had to pay $100 in Korea for the exact same thing. Yeah, but like, where did those costs come from in Korea necessarily? And I think it had to do something with like the net neutrality stuff. Like that, like in Korea, like ISPs are allowed to charge more for particular types of like bandwidth usages. And here, like, video is one of the most expensive ones. So, I think that it's, on the one hand, it is something that has been going around for a while. Like, they've also said, like, we've been quite open with this. I do sort of remember this. But I think this is one of the very first times for me that this has really become real. Where you see an entire country being shut down. Like, I remember with Article 13 being passed in the EU a couple of years back. That we were all saying like, oh, we will not have social media any longer, because Article 13, the entire idea behind that was that platforms would now be held liable for the content that was posted on them, which means that when it comes to copyright. So when it comes to that, basically, if there's any copyright infringement, then the platforms would be responsible for that, and they could be sued if there's anything infringing on there. And that was something that was really dangerous, because how do you, as a platform, make sure that nothing that is posted is not under any form of copyright? Like, we know here on YouTube, there is a big issue in trying to like deal with copyright claims and false copyright claims, and also a lot of like copyright like missing stuff, where like a lot of times people just stream Family Guy like the entire time. It's like, that's the best way to grow on YouTube is just like stream Family Guy episodes like 7 days a week, and there you go. But yeah, it's that was something where if they're now liable and then they can be sued, then that's something where, you know, that's something which can be a gigantic risk, especially when it opens you up to a lot of lawsuits, and not just in the terms of video, but also in terms of music or in terms of text, because text can also be copyrighted, or speech. So if that comes around and platforms don't want to risk it, then basically you can't have any user-generated content other than users that are absolutely approved, because then you can be certain that they don't upload copyrighted content, or you limit the amount of users that can post it so much that you can actually moderate it and make absolutely sure that everything before it gets posted is completely screened. Now, that was a fear that would happen. Article 14 did pass, but we haven't really seen the effects that we were afraid of. So far, I'm not asking the gods to like, please show us the effects, like, what are you waiting on? Because for fuck's sake, I really hated that, and it was made by people when they were asked, like, the people who voted on that, when they were asked afterwards, like, why did you vote on that, and how do you think these platforms should enforce this thing with what kind of algorithm should they use? They'd be like, what are algorithms? So, you know, I'm glad that we're not feeling those effects, but it could have been that the entire EU was just blocked off, because basically it would be not, like, the risk would not be worth it for platforms to allow users to post something just in case that the one thing that they posted might bring about a like copyright like lawsuit. So like, we were afraid that might happen. It didn't happen, but now you see that's something where like, oh, we were afraid like maybe Twitch may leave because the costs in Korea are so high. Now we're seeing that it does happen, and that's something where like I am you know, I'm kind of like, I'm not necessarily fearful of, but it's something where it's like, holy shit, you know, the internet is not just this pipe dream where, you know, every single platform can just get started and bada bing, bada boom, you know, everyone is happy, and, you know, there's infinite money, and everyone is like, there's growth and this and that, and rules don't apply. I think that there is, this may be the first time that an entire country really gets locked out, but it may not be the last time. So I do hope that like Korean Twitch streamers are able to find different places to stream, and I do wonder like how many streaming sites there are still in the Korean like country, because if Twitch already has this problem, then what happens with YouTube or other sites, because they probably may also have these costs. So I don't know how viable like streaming may be in Korea, but then again, it's like, why are these costs so high? Like, that's also a question. So yeah, that's something where I don't know too much about. That's like one thing that I do really want to commend Twitch on. Like, the one thing I wanted to, like, the reason I wanted to talk about is on the first hand, it was like, because this is something where we're actually seeing the effects like happen of like certain things being in place that, you know, a lot of times people thought like, oh, that's never gonna happen. And the second thing I want to say is that Twitch has really been redeeming itself. YouTube, I mean, has with like the algorithm pushing my video, like, oh man, I'm so happy with that. But Twitch, for real, Twitch has always had like the CEO for the longest time where I didn't really know was a CEO of Twitch. Like, we never heard of them. We never heard of like who this guy was, and Twitch for the longest time was kind of ruled by these people who it felt like it was pretty much like if you know the people and they like you, then you'll be okay. But if the people don't like you, you're just gonna be banned. Like we've seen many Twitch streamers be banned for very weird reasons. And Twitch was always like this place where, oh yeah, you're not allowed to multi-stream. There's all other platforms you can. Twitch takes a big cut from like streamers, and there was like a lot of controversy around, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, there was the gigantic data leak. And Twitch for the longest time, especially like even early at the start of this year, I was kind of like thinking like, do I really want to stay around Twitch? But I think that like the new CEO that's here on Twitch, like he's actually out here, like he streams on the platform, which I think is really cool. I also know that he's been going around like Twitch streamer communities, going around like just trying to talk with them. I saw he was recently in in Amsterdam. He was also like before that I was in Berlin, just talking to streamers, which I think is really cool. And here you also see that it's a PR post. I mean, like he's signing it, but then again, like this is probably not entirely what he wrote. However, I do like that they're out there saying like, hey, we're gonna go help the affected streamers find another place, even if that may be on another platform. They're not like, okay, well, this is your problem now, see ya. So I think that's good. Isa says, platform server-side costs needs good management. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of stuff that is going to need good management. And I think that we're going to see that on YouTube as well. We're going to see that on Twitch, because the way that a lot of these sites work is insane. The fact that I can just stream whatever I want in whatever format I want, and like however long I want, is crazy. Like I can just set up a stream for forever, like 24/7, to just keep on posting. And the only thing that we'll do with Twitch is like chop it into like 2-hour bits. But yeah, it's like such a gigantic data load, which computers have to process, which computers have to store. Like that's all costs money. It's insane. So yeah, maybe we're gonna see a lot more of this effect over time. But yeah, Arterial also says, I know of 2 streamers in Korea. One of them one of them knows how to speak English. But if any of them are interested in talking on the podcast about this stuff, I'd be open. So yeah, that's kind of like the topic of Twitch shutting down in Korea, which is something where I'm glad that I'm not in Korea, and like I hope that the people who stream there are able to find new homes and find new ways to figure it out. And at the same time, I'm also kind of afraid, like it sets precedent that it can happen in one country. It doesn't mean that's gonna happen everywhere yet, but at the same time, like it doesn't mean that it also can't not happen. So just be aware of that. All right, so moving on to the third topic, because we are kind of running out of time because I started out late. Let's see, like what Fisaw said, use kids to commit your crimes. What? All right, the third topic is Epic wins against Google. Holy shit, boys, what is this? What is this, an epic W for Fortnite? So if you're not aware, there was this thing a couple of years back. I'm actually uploading my my old streams and my old videos to Rumble right now. So I'm a couple of years back on the gaming channel, and I uploaded a Framecast recently, which was about Fortnite is gone, and that was all about 2020, I think. Fortnite decided to put in monetization on their mobile apps that didn't go for like the App Store and the Google Play Store, but went for just their own like game. Like they have their Fortnite mobile app game, and if you click on if you buy V-Bucks within that, normally you would have to go for the App Store or the Google Play Store, and then Google or Apple would take a 15 to 30% cut. But Fortnite was like, well, this is our game. We just want people to buy it from here. And then they got banned from Apple's developer program, and they launched this massive campaign and 2 lawsuits, one against Apple and one against Google, where they claimed that they were holding a monopoly position when it comes to their app stores and their play stores, and basically in Apple, like you have no other choice but to go somewhere, but to go to the App Store, and on Google, on the Android platform, basically, well, I mean, there are other options, but generally people go to the Play Store, and then you're only confined within Google. So they actually went out and they had a big win, a big W, where the jury voted in the United States right here, and basically right here we have the. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger so that I can actually read it from here. We have the antitrust litigation between Google and the Google Play Store and then Epic, and it says on monopolization. Did Epic prove on let's see, by that basically, let's see. Yeah, did Epic prove the existence of a relevant antitrust market? And they say, yeah, it is. So basically, like what they're saying is that like the Android app distribution market, so like the Google Play Store, and also like the billing system, the billing system, so like the Google payment method that you use within the like Google Play Store, like Google basically has like a monopoly position on there. And that is something where you know, like which goes against like the antitrust laws. I find this really interesting that this happens. Like, I'm not going to read the entire thing. I mean, like, we can go and like take a look at the article right here. Like, an article right here, where it says that 3 years after, yeah, it was 3 years. 3 years after Fortnite maker Epic Games sued Apple and Google for allegedly running illegal App Store monopolies, Epic has a win. The jury in Epic versus Google has delivered its verdict, and it found that Google turned its Google Play App Store and the Google billing service into an illegal monopoly. So, so it's Google's epic fail. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is, because right now, like a lot of these, like if you download your, like if you grab yourself an Android phone, or you grab yourself an Apple iPhone, the only way that you're going to be downloading apps, if you're just a general user, is going to be via the Google Play Store or via the Apple App Store. And Android has always had like this little edge where you can install APKs from like other sources, and I mean, I know Samsung has had its Samsung Market for the longest time where it's trying to push apps, and Amazon has had like its Fire Store or whatever. Like there are other alternatives on Android, but generally everyone gets it via like the Google Play Store. And like it's always kind of struck me as interesting that these things were not like have never been really addressed as much as they are now. I think recently also the EU passed legislation where in a couple years time, like Apple has to have alternative app distribution markets on their platform as well, just like Android allows. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, Apple was already forced to, but now we're also seeing that, you know, Google's Play Store also has like a big like monopoly position, because it's just so interesting that years back we had this entire thing where if you were using Windows XP, you had this little program pop up which says choose your standard browser, because before that everyone was using Internet Explorer because that came standard with Windows, and everyone used it. I used that. Everyone I knew used that, because why use something else? Because that's just internet. I thought that was the only internet thing there was. And then like Microsoft lost the monopoly lawsuit, and like basically where they said, well, you know, like there are other browsers out there, you should let people choose. And then people had to choose via this little like choose window thing program that came, which browser they wanted to use. And it's kind of crazy to me, like just to think back then, how many people were using computers versus how many people are using phones nowadays. And then think about like that was just one internet program, where nowadays a lot of people when they get a Windows computer, they just go to Edge, download Chrome or download Firefox, and then never use Edge again. Like how easy that is versus if you look at getting a phone nowadays. I mean, especially on Apple, like you can't use anything but the App Store, and even on like Android, it's like if you want to use like another market than the Play Store. I mean, like you have the Samsung market or the Amazon market, but for that you have to have a Samsung device or an Amazon device, and it's like okay, but then how would you get apps on your phone like WhatsApp or like other apps if you don't use the Google Play Market? I mean, even to use the phone, like you have to sign in with Google and that sort of stuff. Why has this not earlier been an issue? So it's something where like I'm not really surprised by. I'm kind of surprised that Epic lost the case against Apple, but they won the case against Google. Because I think with Apple, you have an even stronger argument. I mean, Google argued that, yeah, we have competitors with Apple. It's like, well, not on the platform, like not on this phone right here. I can't download the App Store on this thing right here. So I think it's interesting to see that right now we've seen this verdict where it's like, okay, there is a monopoly issue here, and I'm curious to see like what the consequences of that will be. I think the EU already has like introduced legislation where there needs to be alternative like app markets on phones. So I think that this doesn't really change that much in terms of like they were already gonna have to change this in the same way that Apple's had to introduce USB-C to their iPhones. However, you know, it's just like another thing that finally gets laid on there, and I'm curious to see like what kind of developments they're going to be coming out. Arteria says the option of choosing your browser has not been a thing in Windows 10 or 11 anymore. Yeah, I think that right now, because back in the day it was like 90% of the people were using Internet Explorer, and nowadays like 80% or 70% of the people are using Google Chrome. So nowadays if Microsoft ships like Internet Explorer with that, it's not that much of a monopoly position anymore, I think. Afim says, I suppose the difference with Apple might have been if you might have been that you need to buy an Apple product. I think that what they were talking about with, I think the Apple lawsuit got thrown out for something else. I'm not quite sure. I think the Apple lawsuit got thrown out on some other charges. Let's see. let's see here. Let's read the article a little bit more. So like in let's see. Epic mostly lost this fight against Apple 2 years ago when the judge decided the fight had nothing to do with apps. Because I think that this was more about that they said, well, Epic has broken the rule of Apple. So it says, let's see. On Friday, the judge ruled in the Epic vs. Apple lawsuit that both sides lost. The judge concluded that Apple wasn't unfairly monopolizing the mobile app space with iOS and its app purchasing systems, and she ordered Epic to pay the damages for violating the developer agreement with Fortnite. At the same time, she ordered Apple to remove its anti-steering rules, policies banning developers from telling users about alternatives to Apple's in-app purchase system. So, yeah, I think that like basically the judge said like, well, this is not entirely going on about this. I don't know the entire details about this, but yeah, this kind of got thrown out, which I don't really understand all that much, because at the same time, because like I do think that it's like, what other alternative do you have than the App Store on the Apple device itself? Like, you can't even throw another OS on there. But hey, that was that. So it lost on there. Yeah, here it did win. But Epic fee Google turned out to be a different case. It hinged on the secret revenue sharing deals between Google, smartphone makers, and big game developers. So yeah, basically that. Google have been making deals trying to probably like get their app store and things and that sort of stuff. So let's see. I haven't seen the Apple lawsuit though. I would be interested. Yeah, it's out there. But that wasn't like, that was more like thrown out by a judge. Like this is a jury decision, which I think is interesting. But yeah. Arteria says you ran too much, that's why you run out of time too quick. I mean, I'd rather have that I'm short on time because I talk too much in a just chatting stream than that I do 10 minutes of talking and then I sit like this. Because I think that wouldn't really be interesting to watch. So yeah. But yeah, that is I think that we're gonna see the effects, like just like we saw USB-C come to like the new iPhone. I think that we're gonna see the effects of like new app stores coming in somewhat soon. And with somewhat soon, I probably mean 4 or 5 years from now. Now then again, I don't know what that will look like, because on the one hand, like I don't like that if I buy a device like this, like it's always got Google or Apple trackers on it. I already don't like Windows 11. I'm a big fan of like the old way of the way the computers used to be, where if you have an OS, like the only thing that it does is like it operates your computer. And if you want to connect to the internet, you connect to the internet via your internet browser. But you don't have, like for Windows 11, like I had to set it up recently for my aunt and uncle. And it's ridiculous, man. Like you have to sign in. Like you can't use the computer unless you're connected to the internet and you're logged into your Microsoft account. It's ridiculous, man. I just want to use my computer. It's so dumb. It is so fucking dumb. So that's also something that you find right here with your Android phone or your Apple phone. Like if you want to use it, you got to sign in. It's ridiculous. So I would like to have more freedom with that and just being able to like install programs. And then again, like on Windows, we're seeing more and more that they're using the Windows App Store, the Microsoft App Store or whatever, which I think is dumb. Because like the nice thing about computers is that you can just, like go to the website, download the .exe and then install it yourself. Or even just like build up from source yourself. So it's interesting because like you're seeing more and more with this trend that like it's all conglomerating into like getting your apps and stuff all from like one single marketplace. And then if you want to introduce new ones, like what's that going to be? Is it going to be the same thing? Because this is what I fear, is that it's going to be very similar to when the Epic Store launched on PC, where in the early days, well, I say the early days, but about 5 years ago, we had Steam as like the only place where people would generally buy games on PC. I mean, like there's also GOG, which I want to get into more because I have not really used that all that much, but I really like the philosophy that's behind that company, and the idea behind GOG games, Good Old Games, is that with Steam you buy like a license to a game, so you can download it from the Steam servers and you can play it as long as the Steam servers are online. But with GOG, like you buy the game, but you get the game. You get the game executable. You don't get like any copy protection software. You just have the executable. You can play it because you bought the game. So even if those servers go down, as long as you have the file, you can play the game. I really like that. But yeah, anyway, 5 years ago, Steam was the only real place that people would go to get their games. And then Epic Games came around and they introduced the Epic Game Store, which people were pretty upset about, because they're like, well, Steam is fine enough. Like, people are really, really not happy with Epic coming in, because especially, like, they took a couple titles from Steam and they make them exclusive to their store, and their store didn't have a shopping cart, and they had, like, all sorts of things, which wasn't really nice. But when Epic came in and they wanted to make their own, like, games market, all of a sudden what you saw was that, oh man, then Ubisoft had their own thing, and EA had their own thing, and then this company had their own thing, and Bethesda had their own thing, and every single game company started to have their own, like, game marketplace on computer, which is so annoying, because Steam used to have everything, and now all of a sudden it goes everywhere. This is what the streaming services, like Netflix used to have everything, and now you have Disney Plus, and you have this and that, and that. Oh my god. So I think that we're probably going to see something like that. If mobile app markets are going to come out, we're going to have something like that, and more likely it's going to be like the PC game markets, where the Ubisoft game market thing, Ubisoft whatever it was called, or the EA App Store or whatever, it was so limited because they only had like those, like, a select few games, and I think that those very quickly faded into irrelevancy. So I think that we're going to see that if there's going to be competition in different app markets, you're probably going to have the Epic Games game market on iOS and Android, which may do well. I mean, I think you're also going to see like a lot of offshoots and companies pulling off their own apps from things, like maybe, or you're going to see Facebook pull off Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp from from like the Google App Play Store, and like make their own Play Store, make their own App Store, just in the same way that Samsung has always had their own apps from their own App Store on their phone, and you can't get rid of them, but if you want to use them, you have to use their market. It's also ridiculous. But so I think we're going to see a lot of that bullshit, but then it's probably going to collapse again to like just a couple, but we'll see. Jen, how's it going? Good to see you. Let's see. They also hated on Epic because it would slow down the computer thanks to horrible optimization. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. From what I remember, Arteria says from Apple first Epic is that the one that one was not focused on the App Store itself, but on the apps. As soon as they tried to connect it to the app stores with their arguments, it got thrown out, as the arguments didn't have a lot of connection in the case, which was the apps instead of the App Store. Yeah, that seems more in line with what was said there. So yeah, that is like the marketplaces, the app marketplaces. I'm really curious as to like how it's gonna go. I think that we're definitely gonna see like a split up of like the monopoly positions that I do believe that both like the App Store and Play Store have, because realistically, like if you want to download an app from somewhere else on an iPhone, there is no place, or you gotta like jailbreak your phone. But I don't really know like how active the jailbreaking scene is on Apple. I remember back in the day with like the iPhone 3 and the iPhone 4 and the iPods, they were really big, but nowadays I don't know how big it is. And when it comes to like Android, yes, you can install APKs, yes, you can like use other markets, but at the same time, it's like how many people do that? I think very, very, very small amount. Let's see, just came in to say hi as I lurk, but also lurk as I animate. What is up? Not much. We're just talking about the topics today, about Twitch shutting down Korea, about YouTube like taking a favor like to my channel, which I'm grateful for, and then also talking about the Epic winning against Google. Speaking of Epic winning, Epic has also been epically losing, because apparently their store is still losing a lot of money, which I can't understand. How the hell is Epic Games losing so much money when every week they give out free games? I don't get it. I don't get what their business model is, man, with the free games. Like, I think they want to get people to their platform, but at the same time, it's like they give out so many free games, and like I've never been able to figure out like what the profit is behind that. Like, how are they profiting off that? Because when it comes to getting free games, like you see the Xbox Live Pass, like the Xbox subscription service and the PlayStation subscription service, like they give out free games every month. But that makes sense because you're paying for that every single month, and it's only like 2 games every month or so that you can play for free. And then you have the Epic Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass, which does more. But yeah, but I'm just distracted right here. Afim says I can send messages that contain only spaces. I guess so. On YouTube you can, but they also just get removed from me. So. Yeah, that's interesting. You can send empty messages in YouTube chat. But yeah, what else was it about? I lost my train. Oh yeah, so like if you look at the console subscription services, like they give out 2 games for free for a paid subscription tier, and then Epic comes around and give out 4 games for free, if it's not more, because sometimes every week they do 2 games for free. and it's for everyone. People don't have to pay. It's for free. It's like, I don't get it. It's so weird. Can you imagine an empty chat? I mean, I could just like close my eyes or just move it away. It is possible. So yeah. But yeah, that is yeah. It's strange. Arturia says the Epic versus Apple's just sounds like a filing error. Just like an error in the finding the case, which is why it was thrown out. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, we're gonna get there anyway, anyhow. Because like if Google's gonna suffer, you know, the antitrust laws, then Apple will probably suffer them the same way because they're pretty much similar set up, and I think that Apple has like a worse position than Google in that sense. So we will see. We will see. Anyway, with that said, yeah, we're about an hour and a half in, or actually an hour and 42 minutes in, but also I started kind of late. And we're through all the topics, so I'm sorry for this being a shorter Chatting Tuesday stream, but yeah, hey, the chat is working though. Like, we still have YouTube messages until the end of the stream, and I'm so proud of it. So that works. That worked. Even though we started the stream and I had no faith in this, it works, and I'm so proud of it. And then, yeah, next week we're gonna be back with a similar stream like this. Also, this week we're gonna have a new video drop. We're gonna have a video about what is OBS. I still need to record that, but we're going to be recording that tomorrow, so expect that about Thursday or maybe Friday, and then a vlog around the weekend. And then next week, hopefully at the start of the weekend, new video game. So Arteria says, I suspect the way that they make money is by the games they do sell, but thanks to the bad optimization cross-connection in the Epic Store, most people don't like the use of the Epic Store. I also think they make a lot of money in Fortnite. Like, yeah. Where do you think, let's see, where do you think I should do a cloud backup for my gen? It depends on what. Like, let me put it this way: it depends on like what kind of account you use. Like, there's many solutions for cloud backups. I'm personally a bigger fan of like storing it in another location, sort of thing, that you own. But if you have to go with something, like go with something that's big. Like, I personally have used Google Drive for a long time just to throw things back up, just to use as a backup. But that's also because I had that for free for university. I know people use Dropbox, which is very reliable. Like, the reason why I say like go with like a bigger company sort of thing is because like there's a lower chance that they fail, and like they probably have a lot of redundancy. But then again, like I have no big knowledge on this, so like like I can't say like, oh, I've tried this service, I've tried that service. I've used Dropbox for a long time, I've used Drive for a long time, but not necessarily in a way that I tested it like, oh yeah, this is a good backup service. So if there's something that's easily available to you because you already have an account there, then, you know, use that. And otherwise, see if there's people that like, I'm pretty sure that there's also people on YouTube who like test backup services and stuff. I haven't dove into that yet. I've not dived into that yet. But yeah, I personally really would like to get into like setting up NASs, and then like finding a way in which you can set up a NAS. NAS is basically like network attached storage, in such a way that you can like share one with your friend and then just, you know, use that as your backup, because I think that that's a lot more reliable, or like not necessarily reliable but trustworthy, because with like other companies, like you're basically just giving them your data. I don't like that. Fame says also I also got a few things from streams, but I have gotten a much more deep linguistic overview of the language, which also makes sense. Which also made everything a lot more sense of subject-object concepts. Oh wait, you're talking with Jen. Jen says, I might play Fortnite, seems promising. We're probably going to be playing Fortnite Minecraft thing. The Fortnite new thing, whatever it's called. Lego Fortnite Minecraft. We're probably going to be playing that with Cole on the couch. In 2 days' time, I'm going to be having a meeting with Cole to brainstorm what we're going to do for On the Couch Season 2. It seems like that may be happening, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Lego Fortnite or the full battle royale. Full battle royale, but without the building. Building is just extra. Actually, yeah, they've had that for like about a year. Like no building Fortnite. I've tried that. Like I like that. I don't play Fortnite that much, but when I do, it is the non-building, because like I've never gone to the building. It's so weird. Like I come from the Call of Duty days where, you know, you go out and like you know, you have a good old gunfight. You fight with your guns. It's like, it's so weird to me that, you know, between the gunfight you also want to have, you know. You want to have building. So yeah. Arturia says, there is a way to have the Epic store connect to your games via Steam, but it's a pain. And to give an example, bad optimization with Epic. When I run a heavy game like Cyberpunk or the Cryo World, on the highest settings on Epic Store, it lags from time to time, and the PC uses a lot more CPU compared to when I run it through Steam. yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, it's not the greatest service yet, but hey, it is out there. People use it, and yeah, it is also the end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm so glad y'all came to this little stream and had a little chat. I hope to see you guys all for next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed the content that I put out. We'll see what next week brings. I never thought like last week that we'd have the podcast with Cole. We'd be talking about On the Couch season 2, and that we'd be having like 1.7k views on like one of my videos. So who knows what next week brings? It's an exciting time here in YouTube land and Twitch land, content creation land, on the internet, and yeah, I'm glad to be around. I'm glad that you guys are here for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. That Twitch YouTube chat works. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Atheme is going to ask one more question, then we're going to end this. So Atheme, whoa, JJ the best. That's what we were waiting for. How's it going? Dang, it feels like it's been forever, like since I wasn't here. How are you doing, man? I'm doing all right, man. You come like right at the end. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'm doing good. It's been a long time because I haven't really streamed for like about a year. I finished my university degree in artificial intelligence, so that's what I've been up to, and now I'm back with making content. So soonish, I'll be posting more game streams, and if you remember On the Couch with Cole, James, MC Arcade, it's gonna be coming back as well. So yeah, Afim says, do you still plan to learn Japanese further? I do. I I want to get back into it more seriously. Basically, over the last couple of years, I've been really focusing on completing my studies. Right now, I'm setting up the channels, and I don't really have a good enough schedule where I have time available to do extra learning activities. But Japanese is really high on the list. So if I have more time, then there we go. Isa, well, I'm going to bed then. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a great stream. So yeah, I'll be coming back to that soon. I really want to get back into it because it's sunken back a bit, but I do still stay in touch with that language a lot. So I really want to learn it. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. JJ, see you next time. It's good to see you again. I hope to see you soon. Next week Tuesday we'll be back here with a stream, and hopefully between that maybe something else. We'll see. Bye bye.